month of February, and we, of course, are going to end it on a strong note with math. Today, we are going to continue on our 2-week journey, working on our more than or less than skills. Today, though, we are going to try and move away from our place value chart. We've been working really hard with our place value chart, but we're going to try and challenge ourselves today to put it in the side and be working to do all these skills in our head. We're going to be practicing more than and less than, bundling and unbundling, but all in our head. Holding our values of our ones, tens, and hundreds as they change around, all in our heads. It's definitely a little bit challenging, but we are all going to practice it all together today. So let's check out our learning target. It says, I can find 1 or 10 more than or less than any 3-digit number. So this learning target is pretty broad because we're focusing on a lot of skills today. More than or less than, 1 or 10, but with any 3-digit number. Because today we're going to be mixing up our sentences. Sometimes when we count more than or less than, we can just automatically and quickly take or add ones or tens, and we don't have to change any part of the number. But as we practice this week, sometimes we have to bundle or unbundle. So with any 3-digit number, we're going to have to tell, as we're adding and subtracting, do I have to bundle, unbundle, or do I not? But it's going to be up to us and paying extra close attention to the sentence we're working with. Okay, but before we get started, I want you to shout this super important knowledge nice and loud on this Thursday, because this is all the knowledge we're using. Okay, 10 ones equals what? A group of 10 ones is 110, of course. So that means 10 tens equals 100. Good job. Can you say it with me? This is because 10 of a smaller unit equals 1 of a bigger unit. Good job. Okay, 10 small to 1 big. But what if we reverse that? Can you say this for me nice and loud? 110 equals what? 110 is the same as 10 ones, and 100 is the same as 10 tens, exactly. Because, let me hear you, 1 of a bigger unit equals 10 of a smaller unit. So we've got 1 big to 10 small. These are the skills that we will need today, along with many others. Okay, so like I mentioned in the learning target, there's 2 different ways where we can add or subtract value. Let's look at these 2 examples and talk about the different strategies we would use to solve. So first up, we've got 10 more than 389. So this sentence is asking us to add 10, count up a 10. And right now, how many 10s are in 389? There's 8 10s. So if we have 8 10s and we add another, do we need to bundle or change anything? No, that was very simple because all we had to do was add a 10 and we got 9 10s. So nothing needed to change. But in other instances, we have to use a different strategy. 10 more than 399. In this sentence, it's asking us again to add a 10, but this time, how many 10s are in our number? There's 9 10s. So if we have another. How many 10s do we end up with? 10 10s. And this means we have to bundle, exactly. So even though these two sentences were asking us to add the same amount, it depended on how many 10s we already have for us to figure out what strategy we needed to use. And this is something we are going to work on finding and doing today. It works also with less than. We have to be a detective on the lookout with less than as well. For example, 1 less than 125. Now we're being asked to take away, subtract 1. And in this sentence, we have 5 ones. We've got 5. Can we take away from 5? Are we able to take away? Yes, we are. There is value that we can easily just take 1 away. That was super quick. But then sometimes that's not the case. 1 less than 120. Again, we want to take away a 1. But this time, we don't have any 1s to take from. So this time, how can we solve the problem? We have to break apart, unbundle a larger unit in order to get 10 of a smaller unit. So each problem has a different strategy, and it all depends on the number's value that we're working from, which requires us to pay extra close attention. Okay, now that you understand our game plan, what our goal is, and what we're looking for, can you get out a whiteboard, second grade? You're going to work with a whiteboard today and be writing down the answers for our problems. You don't need to write down the whole number sentences. Just focus on writing down the correct answer. Okay, can you read this first problem with me that we're going to work on in our heads? It says 10 more than 392. So 10 more than 392. So is this sentence asking us to add or subtract? What do we want to do? More than. We want to add value. Add. And how much are we going to add? It's telling us to add what? A 1. 10 more, a 1. So we're going to add a 10 to our number 392. But take a look. How many 10s do we have at the moment? How many 10s are there already? There's 9 10s. So second grade, if we have 9 10s and we want to add another, what's going to happen? We have to bundle, and 10 10s becomes what new unit? 100. 10 10s become 100. So let's think about this. We just created another 100 that we have to add to the 300s we already have. So 3 plus another 100 will be how many? 400s. We know there'll be 400s in this number. And we bundled all our 10s together, so there's no 10s left. We bundled them all into this 100. And then, did we touch the 2s? Did we do anything? And then what about the 1s place? Did we touch the 1s place at all? Did it change? No, it didn't change because all we were doing was adding a 10. So, what's our final sentence, second grade? It says 10 more than 392 is 402. Good job. Okay, let's reset our board and talk about another one. Reset, reset. Awesome. Okay, let's look at this sentence. Can you read it with me? It says, 10 less than 706 is blank. Okay, let's figure it out. This sentence is asking us to add or subtract. What do we want to do? Less than, we want to subtract. We want to take away value. And how much are we taking away? A 10. We're going to take away a 10 from our number. But look, how many 10s are in this number? None. There's 0 10s. So what are we going to have to do? If there's no 10s to take from, we have to break apart a larger unit. So that means we're going to take 100 and we're going to break it apart. So hold on to this in your head. We have 700s right now, but we're about to take one away and break it apart. So if we're taking away 100 so we can unbundle it, how many hundreds will be left? We have 7, but we're taking one away to unbundle. So we'll have 600s. We want to make sure we have that down so we don't have to hold it in our heads. We're now going to end up with 600s because we're breaking 100 apart. Okay, so we have this 100. If we're going to break it apart, how many 10s will we get? How many 10s will we end up with? 10 10s, of course. We're going to have 10 10s. So now that we have our group, can we take away one of them? How many 10s do we have left now? We have 9 10s, of course. 9 10s. When we unbundled, we got our 10 and we're able to take away 1. Last but not least, did we touch our ones place? Did we do anything with our ones? No, we left them alone. So we still have 6 ones. Okay, let's see. What's our final answer? We've got 10 less than 706 is 696. Way to go, Super Scholars. We were able to take 100, break it apart into 10 10s in order to take one away and end up with 9 10s. So it's multiple steps, a lot to keep in our head, but we'll get even quicker. Okay, reset your board. Let's try another awesome one. Okay, but before we get there, let's give yourselves an awesome break today. So can you stand up with me? And we're going to move our bodies in math. Okay, I have a clown question for you in math. Would you rather wear a clown wig for the rest of your life? You have to wear a clown wig every single day. If so, you're going to do 5 toe touches. Or would you rather wear a clown nose every day for the rest of your life? If so, you're going to do side bends. What would you choose? A clown wig or a clown nose for the rest of your life? I think I would choose a clown nose, so I'm going to do 5 side bends. You got your choice? Okay, 5 seconds. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Awesome. Good job moving your bodies. So sit right back down wherever you are, and you have a nice, clean whiteboard. Okay, let's check out this problem. Can you read it with me? 1 more than 800 are we going to add? A 1, just a 1. So let's take a look. How many ones do we already have? 5. So if we add a 1 to 5, how much will we get? 5, and then add another. 6 ones. Do we need to bundle? Do we need to change? Nope, we just were able to add. So super quickly, what's our number? 816. We just could quickly add 1, 1, and nothing else needed to change in our number because all we ended up with was 6 ones. So this was a time, second grade, where we didn't need to bundle. We could just quickly add value and go on our merry way. Okay, let's try another one. Reset your board. Dun-dun-dun. Okay, up next. Can you read it with me? Nice and loud. 10 less than 274 is blank. Okay, are we going to add or subtract? We are going to subtract, of course. Less than, we're taking away. And how much? 10, we're going to take away a 10. Let's see. How many 10s do we already have? We have 7 10s. If we have 7 10s, that's not 7. If we have 7 10s, can we take one away? Yep, we could take one away. That's perfectly all right. So how many 10s are we left with? 6 10s. So our number is 264. 264. We could really quickly go from 7 to 6 10s. We could take one really quickly away because we already had a group. Awesome. Another time, we're looking what we already had was super important for us to figure out how to take away. Okay, reset your board. Ready? Clean board. Dun-dun-dun. It says 1 more than 379 is blank. Okay, are we being asked to add or subtract? We're being asked to add more than. We're going to add. And how much are we adding? 1. We're going to just add a 1. Let's see though. How many 1s do we already have? How many 1s are in this number? There are 9 1s. So what's going to happen? If we have 9 1s and we add another, we've got how many? 10 1s, and 10 of a smaller unit makes 1 of a bigger unit. We have to bundle to get a bigger unit. So if we bundled 10 1s together, what will we get? A 10. Our 10 1s will become a 10. Okay, so right now we have 7 10s. If all these 1s are bundling into a 10, how many will there be now? 7, and then add a 10, we'll get 8 10s, exactly. 8 10s, and we have no more 1s. We just bundled them. Did we touch our hundreds? Did we do anything to our hundreds? And we added just 1? No, we didn't touch our hundreds. We still have 3 hundreds. So, what is our final sentence for February? It says 1 more than 379 is 380. Thank you so, so much. Can you give yourself a round of applause for all your great work? Thank you, thank you. Okay, Super Scholars. I know this is a lot to think about and hold in your brain, but you really want to make sure you're talking and thinking through all those steps so you can understand why we bundle or unbundle when we're adding and subtracting. Okay, for your last math worksheet of February, you're going to have to mix in all your skills of more than or less than. So let's take a look. Okay, for more than or less than on this Thursday, you're going to have 5 problems. In these number sentences, you're going to be adding or subtracting more than or less than 1 or 10. But you're going to need to be on the careful lookout for how you're going to add or subtract in these number sentences. Some of them will require you to just do it automatically. Other ones, you're going to have to think in that big brain of yours how you're bundling and unbundling. So there's going to be different strategies, different ways that you have to change these numbers by 1 or 10. So you need to be extra close, pay extra close attention. What is being asked of you and how much of your 1s and 10s do you already have? So this one might require some extra attention to detail, going a little bit slower. Okay, Super Scholars, get those detective skills out, go on the math hunt, and I can't wait to see what you know.